Hello guys, and welcome to another day with Simulata. My name is Serge, and in today's video I want to show you guys that my 2003 Dodge Sprinter has started. Alright guys, this is how I start the Sprinter. So, pop this up. Wow, that looks like water. It did have water in the system. Okay, let's see if it starts. I know it looks like a piece of crap van, but more on that later. I bought it very cheap. Somebody sold it for like $1,000 about 3 years ago maybe. He says, hey, I got a lemon here. It's been in the shop all its life. I picked it up at a shop. It still wasn't running. I got it running. With that being said, guys, I did get it started. There is some tips and tricks when starting this type of van. Wasn't sure it was going to get started today or not. I decided not to make a video. It's a little bit time consuming. It would be nothing but me trying to start it, you know. But what I do best is sometimes explain how that actually started. Well, long story short, starting fluid, replacing the fuel pump and a fuel line. Looks like another fuel line is going to need to be replaced. I will show you what I'm actually talking about. This van has some problems, but it's got a lot of potential. So let me give you guys a closer look, and then I do want to see if it actually can be. Well, I'm gonna scan it. I already scanned it, deleted all the codes. I took screenshots of it. And I'm not actually even sure if it's gonna start back up, to be honest. So I wanna show you how it's idling, how it's working, let you guys see the whole thing. And then we'll go scan it. And then now it's in the right place for me to work on it. I can go ahead and do what must be done, right? But I'm gonna show you some things that I've done temporarily and explain some things. About the body, I'm gonna talk about it once I shut it down. So check it out how it sounds. Sounds good, doesn't it? Anyways, you see that line? That line goes all the way to the fuel filter. I needed to replace it. That line was cracked, was leaking fuel. This other line, however, in order for me to install this one, the plastic is so brittle because it's so old. It's a 2003. It's like, gosh, you know, this van is like what, 31 years old? I mean, 21 years old, excuse me, 21. So what I had to do is tie some zip ties around the hose together and basically got it to hold around in this area here to keep it from slipping off. That's a temporary fix. I'll need to probably replace that line. I am not looking forward to replacing it, but if this works for now, that is fine by me. So let's get on it. So I was cranking it for a while, back and forth, and the last crank was the longest, and it caused my check engine light to come back on and the oil lamp. I can assure you, it's not missing any oil. The oil level is actually very, very good. But that being said, I will be replacing that. I'll be replacing the engine oil. Well, doing an oil change. That's what I'm trying to say. So looking at it from the inside here, I see that at least I got some fuel in it, left over from last time me fueling it up. I had to deal with some things which I will talk about with this van and hopefully get you started if you're having some issues with yours. But anyways, wow, looking at it, it's got 260,000 miles on it, which is quite low for a van of this age, because it was basically used as a cabinets business type of van. But anyways, more on that later. So it is scanning. I could tell. The good thing is we got an alternator charging at 14 point, let's just say half. and it's fluctuating a little bit. That's already a good sign. That means alternate is good. I don't have to worry about that. I just replaced the starter because the starter on it fell apart once I actually made it home with this van, and then since then I did not even look at it anymore. Now, I did have some of these other codes here, and I deleted them and they came back. I deleted them and they come back. But I think it's because we had some issues while, of course, trying to start it up, and at the same time, fuel line slipped off a couple times in the front. So this could have caused starvation of fuel and stuff like that. So as you can see, common rail, CDI common rail. So we have right here, so we have engine oil sensor. Oil quality isn't plausible. So yes, oil quality sucks on it. It's very old. We'll be changing it. So glow plug, obviously, mass airflow sensor, okay. Engine oil sensor, glow plug, mass airflow sensor. Well, let's just clear the DTCs. Hopefully it's gonna allow me to clear without shutting it down, because sometimes I actually need to switch off ignition, and then in this case, well, I hate to do it, but we'll just switch it off. It's gonna clear it. I guess this is gonna be the moment of truth. Will it actually start again? I allowed it to run some, not long enough, but I feel confident that I could get it started again. I'm just not sure why would it have any more difficulty in starting. I do have some ideas though. So at this point, we got nothing. Well, let's see. Let's just put this over here like that. Let's put this in a second position. Let's just start it. And that's how it's starting. And that is not good. I actually needed to use starting fluid in order to start it. So it does have a fuel pump. Let me show you what kind. It's an external one. Let me just turn this on and let's see if it actually is working. It was working before. Yeah, I could hear it. It's working. You can't really see it that well, but it's over there, hiding below the fuel pump. So when I was starting, this line would slip off sometimes, but this is a problem I caused, because when I needed to install this line, the way it's shaped and everything, it was impossible to plug it in. I needed to unplug that one, and despite how carefully I tried disconnecting it, it's very brittle plastic. It just came off because I needed to kind of separate the pins a little bit to push it out. But anyways, that is that. So fuel pump is working. The battery should be pretty good. It's shaking while it's trying to start. Okay, so I'm not gonna try to start it in this video anymore. This is gonna be for another video, which then you could see what I will do to get it started. However, I will talk about this van's problems, and hopefully this can help somebody out. All right, guys, here's what I wanted to explain to you, to y'all. So if you guys been watching the videos of me trying to get this short with a high roof van started, this is a 2003, then you would have seen I had to replace the battery on it. I did detect with the computer that it said that it had I got some exhaust fumes still from me starting it. But anyways, so the fuel filter had water in it, so my computer actually detected it, and I wasn't just gonna try to drain the fuel filter. You can't do that. It was a possibility of me doing it. I just wanted to go ahead and order a brand new fuel filter. So when I was removing the fuel filter, that plastic line just snapped off in the middle. Barely touched it. It's just all brittle. Boom. So I needed to go ahead and order myself a fuel line and a fuel filter. I ordered a fuel line. It was taking a while for it to come here. I don't know why I just didn't order from Mercedes, but I ordered it from eBay, and a brand new one showed up with like with basically like a parts number. Now, I am not sure if this is a correct fuel line for my van because it's a different design. It's shaped quite differently. It's just different. In the long run, it worked, but I compared it to that other fuel line. But I felt like it's pointless to make the video, but I think it's just, you know, pointing this fact out and how I dealt with it, I think has more importance. I looked at it, was shaped differently. So one end of the fuel line, it did have that little ring around it where it keeps things in place once you snap it into the fuel filter. However, the other side does not. So that's kind of a bad thing. But I was thinking, this whole thing is weird, the way it's designed. I'm thinking, yeah, I could install it. I'm gonna have to, you know, bend a few things. I could still install it. It was long enough, but it's like way too long for the installation. So I installed it, and I'm thinking maybe I'll need another one. I don't know, but right now it's not slipping off. That's good. I mean, if it continues slipping off, I could just come up with a temporary solution. Well, that one hasn't slipped off yet, just, you know, to let you know. But if it does start slipping off as a temporary solution, I could just create something with zip ties to keep things nice and tight. However, that other fuel line is slipping off. One of the sides broke off, one of those tabs, and I guess it's not enough to hold it in place. So I'm quite happy that at least the bottom one is not slipping off. So anyways, when I began working on this van, when I actually got it home, I parked it, I shut it off just like this. I went to try to get it started. It would not start. So I keep saying this, and I am a little bit repetitive when it comes to this, but when you have important business with your Sprinter van, do not shut it down. Take care of your business, come home, come to a safe spot. If you're in a, you know, middle of the country somewhere, you know, maybe when you decide to shut it off, you know, keep in mind that it might not start back up again. So be in a safe spot. Park in a, maybe like a large parking lot, like a Walmart or a parts store. Make sure there's some food places around, because if you end up getting broken down and you need to order some parts, you may be stuck there for 2-3 days. So at least you could kind of deal with that type of situation. And trust me, this does happen occasionally. You shut something off like this, it will not start. So this is why I went ahead and parked it in a place where I could actually deal with it, because it's got a lot of body work and stuff that needs to be done, and I'll point some of the stuff out as we go. So this is a 2003 van. They do not come with a fuel pump inside of a fuel tank, which is a problem. I always thought that's a problem. I never liked that design. So that really complicates things, because the actual fuel pump on this van, it is designed to serve as a high pressure fuel pump and a fuel pump at the same time. Apparently they don't work that well. Probably why somebody installed an external fuel pump. With that being said, however, I'm wondering, I mean, it does look pretty old on that fuel pump. Is that fuel pump still doing its job? Do we need to perhaps replace it? And I think that would be something that would be important to address. It does start with starting fluid, but terribly. So I think if I would start, you know, try starting it up right now, I would waste a lot of time to try to start it. I will attempt to try to maybe start it and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna, I'm gonna attempt perhaps today. I don't know if I'm gonna place it in this video though. Let me show you what it looks like on the outside, and then I want to show you kind of like what I'm planning to use it for. Anyways, take a look at what it looks like. It's got a lot of body damage. Like that bumper is definitely messed up. It's all kind of like bent out of shape here. This hood is open. It's prop open right now, but it's got a bunch of dings and dents over here. The tire's running flat a little bit, but that's not a big issue. So definitely a lot of rust. The good thing is the side of the van does not have much rust, but this van was sitting a while at another shop, and it's got all of these dings and dents and scrapes and whatnot. There's just a lot of things that is wrong with this van. So I plan to get this thing fixed and looking nice. Good thing is the tires are good. I checked the tires and the tires appear to have tread like this. It's a little dry, just a little, but it's not gonna really impact anything. And this is what it looks like on this side. And more dents. So when I went outside, I actually started doing a health report again. So similar codes came back. I don't know if this is actually my problem, but this is definitely somewhere to start. Because when you keep deleting codes and they keep coming back, it tells you something. But what I'm wondering is are they coming on because I'm trying to start the van and it's having issues, or what? So that cleared, but obviously not good enough. So I'm gonna double clear it. Interesting, I keep clearing it, but the codes, it's like almost kind of like, even though I don't read the codes, it's like they're not even clearing. Instead of clearing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go into some of these codes and let's see what they are. So engine oil sensor, oil quality is implausible. Okay, fine. It's no big deal. Let's just go back. Let's click the next one. Again, engine oil quality is implausible and engine oil sensor. Okay, fair enough. I don't think this is going to be causing it not to start. It just sounds like common rail, but it's just oil quality. I mean, everybody says it. I just thought it's going to give me some additional information. So that's fine. Heater booster, flame sensor. It's having a bunch of codes. I did not even know it had one, but this is a North Carolina vehicle. So that's nice. That's nice. So yeah, right here, see, Freightliner. There's the VIN. Anyways, I kind of think that I'm gonna try to start this van up again, and I guess we'll do this in a reverse order or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. We'll see if it even starts up. Did have water in the system. That did not take much effort at all. Much better sign than what it was previously. So guys, this is my mobile mechanic van. I think you will find that being a mobile mechanic in a Sprinter van is going to be quite nice because I'll be able to get it started. Videos of me, you know, like inside how everything's set up, which I will, you know, show you guys in a little video. I actually made a whole separate video about this mobile mechanics van. I haven't posted it yet, but I will, and show you like my little setup. I plan to clean it up, get rid of the rust, and you know, make it look nice for me to be able to drive it. I'm just gonna replace, I already have another parts van, which was a Dodge Sprinter. I'll just go ahead and replace it, and I'll use some of the other stuff from that van, just put it on here, including the bumper. And I think it's gonna look a lot nicer, a lot quicker. At the top, I'm just gonna have to sand it down the old-fashioned way and clean it up. What I'm liking, that I'm not seeing any rust here along the window. These usually rust. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this van running, and what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna go find some fuel injector cleaner, put some fuel injector cleaner in that fuel tank. I also think this is kind of like old diesel. That's, well, no, it's actually, I guess. I mean, it had like not a lot of diesel like when I actually bought this fan, but I was able to get it started. And then when I did, I guess somehow we end up with water inside. So what I did to resolve water is I added some heat, which I actually talked about. Let me show you what that looks like. I've used this here. It says like, you know, heat plus injector cleaner, water remover, and premium fuel line antifreeze. You know, not bad. You know, I only had like half a fuel tank when I added it. It's been added already for a while. I don't know if it had a chance to mix, but since I was moving the van, you know, of course the fuel was slushing around, I guess. So perhaps it had a chance to mix. I do think though, probably need to add one more fuel injector cleaner and definitely some fresh diesel. I also think that this van just needs to run. Just needs to run for a while. Yeah, this oil light, I'm not liking it too much, but look, I'm not giving it a lot of stress. I'm just like letting it idle. It's idling good right now. I will be replacing that engine oil, doing an oil change on it. I'm pausing a lot is because like I'm kind of hoping that this problem would just work its way out, you know, just because it hasn't been started for a while. Like maybe that's the case. I mean, I don't have any fuel injector codes, which is good. No fuel related codes. I mean, I just have like basically like oil codes, and that's it, like heater booster. So that's already causing my check engine light to come on for some reason. So I decided to get one more scan, but this time without clearing the codes, because that will cause me to shut the van down. And that's what happened. As it's scanning, it threw ABS code, additional windshield washer light, even though that's full. Check engine, well, so now it took those off. I guess it was testing those systems, so that is nice. But windshield washer fluid is full. Maybe that sensor's bad. But anyways, this is possibility of why it doesn't start. So we do have a mass air flow sensor. The signal voltage is too high. This will actually cause the vehicle not to start. So if mass airflow sensor goes bad, it will not start the vehicle. So it may need a new mass airflow sensor. I will pop the hood open in a minute and see if it's even plugged in. So engine oil sensor, mass airflow sensor, again, raw value, the signal voltage is too high. And then we have a glow plug. I mean, these are not scary codes to me. So let's just go ahead and enter into that. And let's go ahead and read the codes. So right here we have mass airflow sensor. Signal voltage is too high. Then glow plug, engine oil sensor. I decided to remove the air filter and just lightly tapping it over here. This is what I got. Look at all that mess. So I think this van could not breathe because this thing is just old. So I actually just installed a new filter there. During startup, I was noticing that I was actually smoking, kind of like, I don't know, maybe that's because I'm using like ether to start it up. Maybe that's why I was smoking, but also could mean that maybe catalytic converter is plugged up. I don't know. So I'll try to do some revs. New filter is installed. Any more code deletes. What is that noise? I'm gonna get my son to rev it. He thinks there's a boost leak. Oh crap. Oh, no, never mind. Rev it. 4,000. Yeah, do it. rev it. I don't know if that's vibrations from the back or from the inside. Sounds like it's coming from the back. Like that metal sound, it's coming behind my seat. I don't know. Something's vibrating, but why? I don't know. Could be underneath. So the noise was being caused by this. So nothing scary. So this is just where your fire extinguisher goes. So somehow that was causing it to rev. So I'm just gonna undo it. Let's see, maybe. 4,000 is the most that it can rev at this point. So let's see if I will shut the engine off, if it will restart. So this is what it's doing. I wonder if we disconnect the mass airflow sensor, if it's gonna start. Here's a mass airflow sensor. So I'm just gonna unplug it. You should inspect it, inspect the wiring. I mean, everything kind of looks good up until if I don't open it. Let's see if this will cause me to start it up. Usually, mass airflow sensor fails. A lot of times it's because it's not gonna cause your vehicle to start up. Well, that did not help. Starting it up this time will be just as easy as last time by just simply squirting a little bit of starting fluid. I'm not like putting much in there. Okay. So anyways, guys, you could see that right now, at the very least, the last 2 times that I've started the Sprinter, it starts up just fine. So I do not understand why is it starting up good only with starting fluid. I have some ideas, and of course we read some codes without really going deep into it. We do have a mass airflow sensor code. It can be caused by dirty air filter. It can be caused by dirty catalytic converter. It can also be caused by mass airflow sensor being dirty and just needs cleaned up. I did not delete that code just yet. Obviously, unplugging it did not do the trick. Next time, I will try cleaning it. If that does not work, I'll just take one from another Sprinter that I have. Hopefully, they will work the same and see if that's going to solve my issue. But write in the comments below, guys, what do you think this may be causing this issue? At the very least, that now it starts up good. I will keep this van running for a while, just to kind of get things going a little bit, and then probably tomorrow I'm going to replace the oil on it. I will be messing with the mass airflow sensor and see where that takes us. But I guess at this point, I'll call it a day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.